she's come here to elaborate on this topic. It's Verena Franz. Welcome. So thank you very much for devoting a few minutes of your FIBO time to my presentation. I will talk a little bit about EMS, training, DE, what we do, and to what extent it is beneficial to you as EMS providers. There are a few facts, there are a few new bits and pieces of information, some information on our EMS survey 2018 we conducted, and right at the end we will resolve one problem of the. So we are an expert portal focusing on EMS training. Number one, the biggest specialized platform in this field with our own online magazine and a studio search function. So we are the first point of contact for parties interested in EMS, offering a possibility of soliciting new customers. EMS Training DE was established in 2015. In 2016, we added emstraining.at. The EMS boom also swapped over to England, and since last year, we've had emstraining.com, a platform for English-speaking EMS providers and people interested in EMS who would like to find the right studio for their purposes and obtain information. Here an overview of what has happened so far. We've got a total of 1 million visitors. We have counted since the launch in 2015. Short of 1,700 listed EMS providers who joined us, with a trend which is growing. The EMS market keeps then increasing. 10,000 trial training requests, 700 plus per month on average, and more than 21,000 EMS so to speak, clients assess their EMS trainers on our portal. How do you reach emstraining.de? It's via a studio search, normally via Google or by means of other ways. You look for the right EMS studio and you can directly agree on a trial training. To get the interested parties as an EMS provider, you need to build a profile with us. You can book it, you can open your pictures, your specifications, pricing, then get reviews and recommendations, and these requests are then processed by our growing service team. We pre-qualify these requests, so before the potential client is assigned to a studio, we clarify whether they actually did EMS training. Maybe they also have a date at which they would like to attend a trial, and maybe they've got special diseases or troubles, and so we also check the data set, so the studios get clear-cut data set, and that saves them work. We are working on optimizing leads for quality assurance purposes, and when we assure quality, we ask the interested parties whether they liked or disliked the trial training and whether they were satisfied with our services. What you can also do when you have a studio and hopefully signed the contract, you can rate the studio. Each and every profile has got this rating function, and the best, assessment and referral is always the mouth-to-mouth propaganda. It's the best you can do. And these referrals and the rating is also shown by Google. Google also recognized these assessments just like Facebook referrals, and it shows it in the search list already. About 90% of EMS interested parties trust an online assessment and rating just like a personal recommendation. So it's important to collect the referrals on your profile. It's via cards, assessment cards, or an assessment profile we offer. It's highly effective and efficient. Here it's about our online magazine. What is the benefit of the online magazine apart from us publishing information? It's about the fact that most interested in EMS training first of all start problem-oriented search. They want to know whether EMS will help them in terms of back pain, or they gained experience before, and should they be interested, they normally land with emstraining.de and can search their studio and directly request a trial session. We do not only provide information, we also provide information answering questions whether EMS training is dangerous. We answer these questions. We publish statements, do something for the benefit of the EMS industry in our magazine. As I said before, information, news, practical information, expert tips, videos are published, and then, well, there is one thing, testimonials is important, mostly read by the customers, and they've got enormous reach via Facebook. When we share this, it's the most clicked on posts indeed. And here we have got a little preview of what is going to happen in the future. For those of you who already established a profile with us, they are familiar with the online calendar probably. It helps people making requests faster, giving them an actual date. At the moment, our service team is administering this calendar. In the future, you will be able to put it in yourself in the login area in a new design. Should there be any questions or you would like to talk about your profile, discuss it, just move to us. The glass box on the left-hand side will then give you access to my colleagues and myself. We will always lend a helping hand. Before I give you the findings of our most recent survey, I would like to give you a little summary of what I said before. What is the benefit of emstraining.de for EMS providers? It's a tool for soliciting new customers based on our profiles we offer. You've got an additional online presence. People can find you better via the testimonials. You have customer feedback in the login area, and this gives you an analysis of your services assessed by customers. You can use it as advertising, a means for advertising. We also use it in terms of EMS content, so the magazine articles we release can also be shared via Facebook, and then some experience reports and experiences gained can also be added, and you can include it in your advertising. The value added for those interested in EMS is quite self-evident. The information source in the on the internet, online magazine, you can agree a date for an immediate trial and rate the studio afterwards. Last year, we highly successfully conducted the large-scale EMS final customer study. Maybe you're familiar with it, and we extended it this year. What we did last year is we found out which objectives and results EMS clients pursued and which criteria a studio has to meet in order to be successful. Last year, we had about 1,300 respondents, and this year even, 2,381 EMS clients in Germany and Austria. The survey we conducted gives you the most important findings of last year's study and this year's survey combined in a nutshell. And this is a look at what we did last year. Customer expectations in terms of an EMS studio, what was taking priority was competent instructors with expert knowledge. 88% of the clients requested this particular trade. Then availability of appointments, parking, possibilities of taking a shower facilities, and here also 83.9% personnel, contact and training they like best, and then more than 90% the short time span required for EMS training. So this spring, we also conducted a survey focusing on who are the people training with EMS, how quickly did they decide in favor of an EMS studio, and how attractive do they find a job in the EMS sector. This is a brief list of the participating parties. Well, it's not a surprise. It doesn't come as a surprise that the majority of those training are female, and, well, most of them, 80%, are between 30 and 60 years old. 1,430 participants also, and the rest of the respondents also gave us information on their net income. 3/4 of those training EMS make more than 3,000 euros in terms of a net income per month. And then we have got a clear target group, those with a good income. We also asked, could you imagine accepting a job in the EMS sector? 1/3 said that they could really imagine doing so. They would also have been interested in topics like EMS leading me to become self-employed, or training to become an EMS trainer, would have loved to receive information material. So there's a huge potential for the EMS sector amongst those training EMS in the studios. Another interesting finding was the quality of the studios. The majority, that is 3/4 in total, said it was love at first sight, and they stuck to the studio they went to for their trial session. So the answer was a relatively clear one. The full survey can be downloaded from emstraining.de, and who would like to have a printed copy of the study and would like to read all the information tonight, we've got this printout of the study at our booth. I will also hand copies out after my presentation. You are cordially invited to help yourself to a copy. Now, I said we've got another problem of the EMS sector we resolved last week. A new website was launched. It was rolled out online. One or the other might hear via Facebook, or I hear it when I've got discussions, is that the requests on the part of customers do exist, but many studios have a lack of qualified staff. And since last week, we've had fitnessjobs.de, also comes from ITICM, like emstraining.de, and also feel free to obtain information on this new website at our booth. My colleagues and I will be happy to assist you. Thank you very much for your attention. Should you have additional questions, I will be available in the speakers corner, and you can always pay us a visit at our booth. Thank you very much for listening.